Hey everybody, and brightest blessings. Lady Leeanna here with yet another edition of Tarot Card Lessons Made Easy, and it is truly great to be back here with you once more for another show. And it's beautiful that you guys have tuned back into the channel once again. I really love having you. I love talking to you in the discussions below the videos whenever you talk. Anyway, I am so sorry that it has taken me a couple of weeks to get this video out. Life has really just been stretching me in so many different directions that it's been truly unavoidable. But I am back now, taking tarot card in hand, ready to pick this bad boy apart just for your knowledge and wisdom, and I'll be happy doing it. Anyway, yes, and tune in through the show, and at the very end of the video I will be giving you a very simple instruction at which you can use to participate within the drawing I will be holding for a deck of tarot cards just like this one, the a.e.waite deck, complete with book, that I will be paying for the shipping and handling of to get to you and everything. So stay tuned in for that, okay? Now the card that we're covering today will be the Six of Swords. You should have your cards out if you have them, and if you don't, you'll be waiting for that drawing, okay? But especially if you have a deck that is different from mine, you want to pull your deck out and you want to follow along looking at your own cards so you can associate the meanings I give you to the card that's in your hand rather than, you know, the one that I'm holding up, okay, if your deck is different. You know, it is so much easier to remember the meanings of the cards when you're holding your actual card in your hand that might look different from mine. Anyway, so fear of talking too much and being repetitious, we'll move on. The Six of Swords. Here within this card, you have one man that is steering the boat using a pole, a staff, a wand, a scepter. This is a place of power. The one standing in the boat, because he's standing, he's in a higher position. He's obviously stronger than the others. And the rods within the cards, although this isn't precisely a rod, it is still something that controls the boat, okay? And so it puts him in the place of power. And the other two figures that are in the card sitting down look rather weak or small and vulnerable. And it means that precisely. There are three figures in the cards, but it could represent three aspects of one person. Likewise, it could represent one strong person taking care of several other people or of their family, you know. But the meanings in the other cards that revolve around this one would help to decipher this for you. Typically, it does show one person going forth and representing the others. It would be one person controlling certain aspects within himself. It would represent people that are weak or vulnerable looking up to someone that's stronger for aid. You could be represented by the one sitting down, the adult or the child. You could be represented by the one steering the boat. But it really depends on the situation being talked about and the other cards around it. Nonetheless, the boat itself represents a vehicle. Generally, if you see a chariot, a boat, and a lot of times shoes, if they're represented to stand out pretty good, then generally they can represent transportation. And the type of transportation it is can give an indication as to whether it's fast moving or slow moving. A boat would be pretty slow, especially when you're pulling it across the water. And by the way, he is pulling it, so obviously this very large body of water could not be too terribly deep, although it is a large body of water, which may mean that the problems are not so deep that they can't be worked through, that it is very clear, also judged by the clarity in the sky and the lack of clouds. clarity. So things not being so deep, things being pretty clear, cut, and dry, setting out on the journey, and judging by the choppy and rough water on the right-hand side of the boat, it could be that you came, and it's behind the boat too, as you could tell by the way that the boat is aiming. It would be like a representation of where he's come from, where he has been. It has been rough and choppy, whereas on the left side of the boat and toward the front of the boat, it shows it to be a slight bit more calmer. And it would represent that there are calmer waters ahead, although there may be a little something turbulent here and there, because it does still have some ripples in the water far off in the distance. But it does say that you've come through hard times, and though everything is pretty smooth in the future, there could be a little bit of turbulence, just not like it has been. You've come through the worst of it. The fact that you're in a boat, and a vehicle, by the way, you are going somewhere, and maybe a journey within yourself or within spirituality. It's a vehicle, but the vehicle doesn't note what type of journey necessarily that it is you'll be taking. Other symbols within the card might, but you would typically look at other cards around it to draw on that conclusion. But the journey could be in the form of the cosmic conscious. It could be a journey within spirituality or meditation, or within something that you're trying to accomplish as far as a goal is concerned. It could be a physical journey, a vacation, or a move to a new home. Let's see. But it shows that it's a long and extensive one, by the way that the other bodies of land are farther out. Okay, so a fairly long journey. A pretty big one usually. It shows masses of land in the distance, which rise high to some degree, but they're not mountains. They're more hills. You ever hear of the saying, making mountains out of molehills? Well, if these were small, then you won't worry about things so much, because you could make things a lot more harder than what they are by your worries. So don't do that. This card notes that you will get there, and it may take a little time to do so. And there may be a little turbulence, maybe a few hills to climb, but not necessarily mountains. Okay, there's no mountains within this card. And it shows it's for your own personal growth. You feel that you have to do it for your own betterment. That's noted by the trees. Trees represent growth, height, elevation, strength. And it dictates that there is a root there. There is a stalk that rises high, and there is leaves. So it's growth. Much like the staff within the cards, which by the way is made out of the same trees. But it shows that you have to make these changes for your own self-betterment, or for your family, or for whoever it is that you're taking care of. But you will definitely get there. It shows that there's one person in the place of power, and there is one that is an adult, which is either sick or chooses to stay hidden for whatever reason, or they're elderly. Now, you're taking care of them. There also is this vulnerable childlike person, or a person that is much weaker than even the adults. They look to you for strength, or you're looking to somebody for strength if you are represented by the child. But it could be that you're carrying people over a border or boundary that you're not supposed to, smuggling and illegal people from other countries. Or could be that you are taking care of a sick individual, or maybe you're sick and somebody is taking care of you. You're vulnerable and in a bad place. Could be that someone is taking care of your child, or you're taking care of somebody's child because the mother or father of the child, or both, are not able to at that point. They're in a weak state of being. Could be a move where you're taking your whole family with you. And I believe I've already said that. I hope I'm not being overly repetitious here, but I do try. Anyway, but somebody is taking care of the other parties. Says that you will definitely reach your goal. You will journey to a new home, or get that new home that's wanted. Could be some turbulence and getting there on a light level, but you'll win in these battles. Says that your hard battles have been left behind you. Okay, which is really good. Now, this all being said with a clear sky that is above him. A cloudless sky notes clarity. You know where you're heading. You know where you want to be. You know what your goals are. You have set your aim and you've targeted with your boat in the direction that you are wanting to go toward. And so the big job is over with. You have set sail. Furthermore, in the upright position, let's take note of the swords that are in the boat. They're on your side of things, so if there's a conflict, you're going to win on it. You know, they're in the boat with you. You have the tool, the weapon to win in this battle. Whatever the battle may be, and it could be trying to move to a new home, trying to work that relationship out that's on the frets. It could be any number of things, but the battle is on your side when you have the tools to win it with. Nonetheless, the swords have always been a card of communication as well as logic. And it's saying that whatever the case is you're asking about, you're going to have to use a great amount of logic and clarity, which it says that you have that on your side so far, but holding with that, you're going to have to apply that very strongly and stay on top of things as far as communication goes to win. Like, for instance, if you're trying to get a new job, if you're trying to escalate on the job that you're on, if you are trying to transfer to a different place on your job, then communication is going to be very important. You're going to have to stay on top of it. Otherwise, it could always be pushed to the back burner and you'll get there, but extremely slow. So apply yourself to pushing this along by communicating through the right channels, and you could speed things along a lot faster. In love and relationship, it could be that you're on the fritz and not communicating very well. It says that you need to step back and think things through before you speak, and you could sew up this break in the relationship, come back together and work things through. Furthermore, when you get together with them, which would be the goal or plan at that point in time, then stay in line with communication, or else you're going to witness more problems in the future. So communications could be the issue within that relationship. Also, it could be very well that someone is hiding and harboring some pretty different feelings than what you do within the relationship, and you need to get them to open up more. And that would be why the cloaked and veiled person in the front of the boat. So you might have to be the strong one and the giving one, and try to promote a communication link where there isn't one, whether you're the one causing this or they are. Now, in the upside down position, things get a little turbulent here. The card goes a little bit more negative toward whatever questions you may have. If you're hoping to get that promotion or that transfer or the change to a new job or a new job altogether, it's saying staying where you are, no way out of present difficulties. If you were hoping to move to a new home, you won't be able to do that right away. At least not within the time specified as far as the reading is concerned. When you are talking about bringing back together a love that has been broken, it says that there's going to be a lot more turbulence in the future. You're better off backing away and abandoning that idea. It says when one has come through a surgery or is going through an illness of some sort, there will be setbacks in that, and it could get bad before it gets better. So a lot more turbulence within the card in the upside down position. It shows that there is a lot of turmoil to come, no matter how much you have already gone through it. Okay? But that sums it up for what I want to do for you as far as the Six of Swords go. Study it after I'm through talking to you for at least 20 minutes to come to other ideas and conclusions as to what the card can mean to you. And if you have any other ideas that come to your mind that I might have left out or forgot, by all means, put it in the discussions below the video. Okay? And help other people along with your ideas that could be in connection with the card. Anyway, alright. Now, as far as the drawing goes, all you have to do is, and make sure you go through the entirety of the steps. Alright, and there's only 2. Find the video that you like best that I put out there. Okay? Find the video that you like the best out of all my videos. And write it in the discussion panel below the video along with, well, it'll show your screen name there. But you want to say, sign me up. Okay? Right behind your answer to what is your best all-time video that I've put out. And then I will automatically enter you into my list that I will draw from exactly 2 weeks from the date that this video right here airs. And I will announce the winner on the next video I do 2 weeks after the airing of this video. Alright? And so, like I said, put the favorite video that you feel that I've done and sign me up behind it. And then I will know to add your name to this list. And then whenever I draw from it, your name will be added to it. Okay? Well, this is Lady Leeanna with another edition of Tarot Card Lessons Made Easy. And I hope that you really enjoyed this session within the card, studying the Six of Swords and what it really means. And you'll tune in again for another show in the near future. Take care of yourself and brightest blessings. Bye-bye.